Backyard Podcast? It's fun. BYB Podcast? It's fun. The BYB Show? Fun. Backyard Podcast? It's fun. BYB Podcast? It's fun. The BYB Show? Fun. Backyard Podcast? It's fun. BYB Podcast? It's fun. The BYB Show? Fun. Backyard Podcast? It's fun. BYB Podcast? It's fun. The BYB Show? Fun. Backyard Podcast? It's fun. BYB Podcast? It's fun. The BYB Show? Fun. Backyard Podcast? It's fun. BYB Podcast? It's fun. The BYB Show? Fun.
Sunny day, sweeping the clouds away. On my way to where the air is sweet. Can you tell me how to get to the BYB podcast? Because we've been taken off YouTube. Tonight's guest, Rob Saul.
Oh, hello. Is that Superman?
Yes, sir.
That is.
He's gone.
Mr. A is the superest man of them all.
No, Superman
Yeah,
comes in through the intro and then he flies away. He's gone now.
Well, your intro's over, so shut the fuck up. No. Hey, welcome, Rob. We appreciate you coming on tonight. Glad to have you here. Of course, Rob Saul from the Rob Saul Show. And Rob Saul has his own Bloody Mary mix. What a special guy from Silk City Hot Sauce. And, of course, there she is.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, welcome this evening.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Oh, there we go. There's it.
You're welcome.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glad to have you on.
I've heard you guys have every clip I get. I mean, obviously, people only send me negative clips, but every clip I've got from the show it said some not so nice and unkind things about me, and I love.
Well, before we get into that, I just wanted to say, me and you have done, quite a few podcasts together now, and you had my back in one of the hardest times in my life, and I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate you and love you, man. So,
well, I appreciate that, and I do what I think is right, and we did this show on Patreon where we brought Ellen on, and I kind of,
Yeah, we got Owen. Owen's here right now. Speak of the devil. What do you know?
Guys, shaking.
Yeah, welcome, Owen. Glad you could come.
Okay.
he kept
I'm
nodding
glad
off.
to be here. Okay.
Are you on heroin again?
Oh,
I told
man.
you can't come on my show anymore if you do heroin.
I'm just trying to have a good time. All right, I got something. All right, OnlyFans.
Go get
Ginger
another
candy.
beer. Come back when you feel better.
Cheers,
and this guy Brandon up here, this guy gets it. He used to be I don't hear from him anymore, but this guy used to be super cool with me.
Oh,
Hey,
did he change?
Cool with you?
No, I don't know. I just don't hear
Did
from
I
him anymore.
change any?
No, I don't know. I'm just I haven't heard anything from you. You've been MIA in the Levy Land Rob Saul world.
I've been
MI gay.
Yeah, am I gay?
Yes. Watching a lot of Steel Toe and Ski Mask Collective here lately. It's a pretty good show.
You're a big Steel Toe fan.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great show.
Wow.
Welcome, Balls D.
Hey,
welcome,
your show's
JB.
still good, man.
Hey.
But when I come across a new show, what's that?
We don't make the goals, but we're we're doing our thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think a bunch of us are fans of Levy Land and the Rob Saul Show and replayables. I mean, I watch all of that shit, so.
Yeah.
Personally.
And then Avalanche.
Even if I do talk shit, I don't know. I mean, maybe I have called you a fag or any of that kind of stuff, but I think most people have.
Yeah, well, whatever.
But no hard feelings. I don't know. This is kind of a weird podcast world that we live in these days, and it seems like everybody's trying to start shit or talk shit. Or I think a lot of people that try to keep that kind of stuff going live out there in the ether, and I guess we'll get into that shit a little bit more here in a minute. But
taking ether, am I right? You know, like huffing it or something. You know,
you're out of magic points.
And Alva Lanker down there, he did the amazing theme for Levy Land that we still use to this day. It's fucking awesome. Rocking. Are you gonna play it for us?
I'm not plugged in, but yeah.
Oh well.
Get plugged in or get plugged out. Yeah. So
yeah. Next subject.
No, this is more about our guest tonight, Rob Saul. You started out in YouTubing a long time ago, Night Views, or did you start as a comedian? Or how did that?
Your research there. Yeah, I did a show I started in 2008 called Night Views Radio with my cousin Travis, and we kind of built herself up and did some celebrity interviews. You used to be able to, back in those days, be able to get like real celebrities, because not everybody, like nowadays, everybody has a podcast. Back then, podcasting wasn't a big thing, so people thought like, wow, I'm going to be on a legit show. But they weren't. They were just on my shitty podcast. But just not everybody had it. So they weren't wise yet. So we got a couple articles featured, and we were in New York Post, Page 6 News, and then we turned it into the Rob and Trav show after that, and then Trav started boning my wife, and then it became the Rob Saul show. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I guess so. People somewhere along the line there realized all you got to do is buy a freaking camera and a microphone, and you can do it yourself. They probably used to think that YouTube was some complicated system that they couldn't get involved in, but.
I'm not saying that I invented podcasting, but I'm just saying I used to be able to get better guests because not everybody had one back then.
No, that's what I mean. Like celebrities are just doing it themselves now because you buy a mic and a computer and you're a podcaster. So why do you need to go on other shows to do it? Exactly.
Exactly.
We all know Howard Stern invented podcasting. So.
Robin, I was doing the podcast first out on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
They're ripping me off.
now, Derek, is this true? Because I haven't met you, but I listened to Kevin Brennan talking about you. Is it true that he said something about you jumping in a pool and becoming about that?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a superhero.
I was kind of surprised how detailed and accurate he was with his everything he pretty much said was true. I got drunk. I did a flip out of a pool, and it was like an above ground pool. And
he didn't jump into a pool. It didn't happen that way. He fell into a vat like the Joker did in the first Batman movie.
And you landed that successfully. You landed. And Derek, you've done that before and successfully.
And then he held up
a few times.
Sorry, he held up a mirror to his spine, and he looked at it and started laughing and smashed the mirror on the ground.
He successfully landed in the pool, and everybody gave him a 10 out of 10 out of 10, and he won the Olympics. And for that, they gave him a free wheelchair, which he's never stopped using since that day.
And that was the story of the very first Special Olympics. There it is.
There you go. Wow. So that's, man, you got drunk and just were showing off and doing a backflip in the pool, and now you're confined to a wheelchair?
Yes, sir. I wasn't even showing off for anyone because no one was even by the pool. I was just being a dumbass and
you were just
Well, I went to a golf course and I hung out and probably golfed like 36 holes, and I was drinking the entire time I was there. It was on a Labor Day, so I went out to my mom and dad's house, and it was a Labor Day party. Everyone was inside. I went outside to like sober up and jump in the pool because I was way too hammered, and I was like, man, I better go try to sober up in the cold pool. And that's
sober. Let's get into.
I tried to do a flip, and it didn't work out so hot.
No. Tell them how you almost drowned.
You guys post the link to this anywhere? Because Chris Abels is harassing me through text messaging saying he can't find the show live.
Oh shit! Yeah, we're on a different channel right now.
Yeah,
it's not on my regular. It's like that tweet that you tweeted out today.
Oh, okay.
That link is going to bring you to this channel, which is my Quadfather channel, my personal channel, temporarily. So if you send them that link, that
I retweeted that today somewhere.
Yes.
He's relentless. Chris has got to come in. He just wants to come in and probably make fun of me on the in the chat. He loves doing that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
I get it.
That's what friends
welcome,
do.
Welcome, Kevin Dumpfuck, and welcome, Granny Loves Anal.
Oh boy,
what's up, guys?
Old Granny.
Is this a gay-friendly show? Well, yes, of course. Look who their guest is. Stop it.
That's why you're in the middle, so we can all just sit around you and have some fun.
It's like when you bring the black guy in to tell racist jokes. You're like, look, we got a black guy sitting here. You know, come on.
Yeah, I'm allowed to
or at least to
there
sit
anyway.
there and not say anything about it, right?
Yeah.
Our token black employees. We need one of that. Yeah. Yeah, so somewhere along the lines there, you met Levy on your night views?
Yeah, well, I had one of my big guests is right after Jim Florentine and Robin Quivers broke up. I had him on the show and interviewed about him, and there's some sort of article that came out somewhere like online, and you know, I became somewhat sort of friendly with Jim, and I went to a show, and he introduced me to Bob, and then Bob started having me and my cousin Travis go on after him on his show that he did on Stickum called Levy Land. But Levy Land back then was just Bob Levy. It was kind of like the show Out of the Coffin. If you watch it now, that's what Levy Land used to be. It used to just be Levy sitting and talking to the chat. That was the origin of Levy Land, you know, about 12, 13 years ago. And cool. Me and my cousin, we did Night Views Radio, or the Rob and Trav show. I don't remember what it was then. We used to do it right after a show, and it was nuts. I mean, we were on the front page of this website called Stickum, which was huge, and it ended up shutting down. But I mean, we would have, you know, 50, 60,000 people, because it was this huge, like, kind of like what like Twitch is something now, but we'd be on the front page when you logged on. The channel, the Levy Land channel, was on the front page, so we would just get all this traffic, and it was fucking insane.
Stickum, that sounds like a title that I had for a show I was doing. It's called Stick 'em Up. It was about robbery.
Oh, wow.
Now you know why he wears a mask.
Hey, Rob, is there... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, that's his new mask. It's his new look. I like it.
Yeah, true enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, is there any archive of any of these old shows?
No, we never saved them because they were up on the Stickum channel, and it went down like suddenly. Like we went to like log on to do a show, and all of a sudden, like the website was down. I mean, it wasn't anything like where they said like, you know, we're having trouble, you know,
funding down and
anything like that. It just like all that, like one day it was just gone. It was insane. It was funny. I remember, you know, my cousin Travis was a fucking mess, and he was fucking my before my wife. He was fucking her best friend, but he was like in love with her, and she was just like kind of like stringing him along. And we were doing a show at her house, like drunk as hell, and he was, you know, just on there, and he was drunk, talking about how he thought he was falling in love with this girl. And she finally comes home, and she comes over and whispers in my ear, but like the mic is right here. So she whispers in the microphone, "I just fucked my other boyfriend." And the whole chat room heard it. And there's like, you know, tens of thousands of people. And everybody's like typing in the chat, "Travis, look at this, look at this, look at this." And, you know, and
did anyone type in whore?
Yeah, but yeah, but it was nuts. We had like huge like traffic that night, and then finally he looked at the screen and they saw
OJ.
Yeah, they saw that, and then he like started acting crazy. He grabbed a knife. It was fucking nuts. Those Stickum days were wild.
Yeah, I remember the first time
you said OJ. You're talking about a guy who grabs a knife. That was pretty coincidence.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah.
The gloves are on. Yeah, that's how I used to. Well, that's how I found out about podcasts and everything. Everybody used to be on Stickam.
Yeah,
but I found out through a blind person that didn't know how to set up their camera, obviously. No. So it was just focusing on their keyboard the whole time. Yeah.
Well, you know,
they weren't blind. They just wanted to show you their cock.
I know.
Yeah.
So then,
I'm still waiting. 12 years later.
I was always a huge Stern fan. I never listened to Opie and Anthony. And then when Artie went over to Compound Media, I was like, oh, this guy Anthony is pretty funny. And I just recently started checking out like old Opie and Anthony shows, and fucking I listened to the Jocktober ones, and I was listening to one, and I think I told Jerry this already, but they were talking about it, and they were trolling some other radio show during Jocktober, and they go, oh my God, Jerry Shepardini's already in the room trolling him. And then Jim Norton goes, I fucking hate that guy.
Jerry Shepardini.
I think I replied to you saying I used to tweet him nonstop on my first Twitter account. I'm on my third or fourth one now. But I used to just tweet him nonstop when I would listen to the show live during the morning. And then all of a sudden, he just brought up my name once and then made it into a jingle.
Yeah, and they used to throw it in all the time. Like, I'm listening to the old shit too, and they'll just like bring some like, oh, who's the president of Zimbabwe or something? Oh, and Jim would just be like, I think it's Jerry Shepardini.
Bob Kelly hated that shit too.
Yeah. One thing I'm doing now, I'm hearing them do the Twitter voice when someone would complain, oh, you got this, and then someone would just go, AIDS. So now if I hear AIDS or something, I can't help but go, AIDS.
Oh man, but I missed out on some good shit though, because I was such a hardcore Stern fan that he told you Opie and Anthony weren't funny, so that's what I lived by that. And Opie and Anthony, well, Anthony was funny. I don't know. Opie wasn't really that funny to me, but
no.
He wasn't there. Yeah,
he had his moments, but no.
Yeah, I mean, and then Jocktober, he annoys me because it's like when they do Jocktober, I listen to the old Jocktobers constantly now. Like on my way to work, I'm always listening to it, and they listen to these hacky radio hosts, and Jim and Anthony are firing off these funny lines, and then Opie, all he does is go, what is this? I don't understand this.
Sorry, let's take a call right now. Where's Snowy?
We're Snowy in Michigan.
Yeah.
And we're two guys who talk about blah blah blah.
John and Jeff.
I'm gonna play this video before it breaks. Can you pull it up?
Wait. It's one of the phones.
We're two guys who think if you do the crime, you gotta do the time.
It's like Anthony and Jimmy are racing in speed bikes of comedy, and they're just going down the fucking down the road and speed bikes of comedy, and Opie is just this fucking wall that just slams down, bam, right into it.
When he's not going to the phones, all he's doing is going, wait, what did they say? I don't even understand that. Why would they do that on the radio? And I'm like, radio. Yeah, and I'm like, that's not funny. Like, you acting confused. The funny shit is, I mean, I can't.
That's the joke.
Yeah, just fucking Jimmy getting mad. Jimmy gets mad, but he don't like go, oh, I'm confused. He just fucking fires off with these funny, like these lines, and him and Anthony working off of each other, and then so let me tell you,
don't even get me started with them and Patrice either.
Then you just hear fucking Candy Crush sounds in the background.
Sudoku puzzle. Everybody's got their things. I do Sudoku. No, nobody's doing other things. They're doing the fucking show. I was listening to one. He literally said that. Yeah. Everybody does their things, and I play Sudoku during the show. No, you're a fucking asshole that can't compete with everyone else around you.
Somebody's got to steer the ship.
Shots fired.
Kevin Dunfuck's talking shit again.
So he says Mr. A's impressions are shite.
Shite. That was trash.
Gary's
bullshit.
Fucking loud.
I had to say it in the accent.
So when did you start working together with Levy? Like, you met him back in like 2010, you're saying, or?
Yeah, probably 2009, 2010-ish. I met him at the Showboat in Atlantic City when I went and met Jim, and then then he's he checked out my podcast, and we were doing some things, having some good guests on, and he says, why don't you come on? And I'm doing a show called Levy Land, and I'm doing a Levy Land channel, And me and my cousin, we would go on after him, and everybody fucking hated us. Kind of like they hate me now, but I mean, then they warmed up to us, and we were getting like huge.
And then they went back to hating you.
Yeah, they warmed up to hate.
Vicious cycle.
Love-hate relationship.
Yeah, and it was like, you know, I've been divorced for so long, but I remember, you know, back then they would all call me faggots too, and that was always like, I'm married. Look at my wife, she's hot. Now it's like people call me a faggot. I'm like, oh, I don't know, nothing I can do to argue with you now. I don't have a wife or some sort of substantial sexual relationship to
it's completely normal to be a faggot nowadays. You're fine.
Yeah, for the
You're in
record,
good company. You're
you a
surrounded
faggot,
by them.
I think I also just said you were a deeply closeted gay man, like the old, Kevin McDonald did.
Does anyone call you a bear?
Bear.
No.
Bear. I'm called a bear.
Yes.
They always think I'm the. Isn't the bear like the more masculine one? I don't.
No, it's a fatter one.
The fatter. Yeah.
Bear Force One.
Listen
Bear
to you.
Force One.
Listen to the fat guy wheezing, laughing, making a fat joke about me.
Yeah, listen to me laugh.
Tea kettle.
He might be a bear, but he sure screams like a pig.
I think everybody loves that Levy guy, man. That's awesome. You ended up getting to work with him because he has everybody respects him. Everybody thinks he's funny, and he is just like the most even keeled fucking all the time.
Yeah, when he's
nice
and
to
he's
everybody.
becoming like so much bigger now, and like he annoys the fuck out of me, and I'm sure I annoy the fuck out of him. So I always just like talk shit, and it's like I always forget that he's like a famous guy. He's just like my annoying friend sometimes, and I'm just like an annoying cunt to him. But you know, we like each other. We're buddies. You know, we've been buddies for a long time. And that's why he, you know. No, they didn't want me over at the Shuley Network. Nobody would. Bob just he always likes working with me, and I appreciate that about him because you know a lot of his fans don't like me, and a lot of the places he's at don't like me. But you know, Bob enjoys working with me, and it's an honor to work with him. He's fucking brilliant. I love him.
Yeah, I think they should bring the Rob Saul show over to the Shuley Network. That's
I know. I see fake Rob Saul. There's a fake Rob Saul that goes to all the chats. He was in there whining, saying, "Nobody will give me a show." Not me. I didn't ask for the Rob Saul show to be over on the Shuley Network, but
is
I enjoy
Rob Saul. Is that kind of like not Sam's? I don't know. Never mind.
I don't know what it is. There's somebody and I try not to. So like I changed the name from my YouTube channel from the Rob Saul Show to Saul Show and changed the logo. And I just did that like this morning. And within an hour or two, the fake Rob Saul got the new logo and the new handle. So there's no escaping it. The person's always going to pretend to be me, and the only part's annoying is that like they make hacky gay jokes, which I don't mind. But sometimes they go in.
One.
Yeah.
So it's you then.
Yeah. No. So I don't make hacky gay jokes about myself. But
you make good takers.
I want to hear one. Come on, tell us one. What's one of the hacky gay jokes that they say about?
I don't know.
I want to know.
It's always stuff about my moisturizer, and then they go in the chat and flirt with the male host.
You need more moisturizer in your asshole. You know,
That's why he's got his own hot sauce.
Yeah.
That's why he
Trust me, Mr. Hay has heard all the gay jokes.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one
I've accepted them all.
Yeah,
I am a gay joke.
I don't go in and read all of them. I just see them. I just when they start insulting like the other hosts on the show, I gotta let them know. Well, that wasn't me because you know I'm not trying to get in trouble on the Shuley Network. But Shuley knows that for the most part, even when I go in and make a funny comment, Shuley will give credit to the fake Rob Saul. So anytime, for the most of the time, I'm not in the chat rooms chatting that much. So anytime they see me, they always assume it's fake Rob Saul.
Yeah. So do you have you got your own Patreon now, or because you're not tied with Levy Land in the Patreon anymore, correct?
No, we are. It's still Levy Land Patreon. We just gotta the numbers are dwindling, but I gotta talk with Levy because we just gotta have more Levy shows on there because me and Chris
because it's free on YouTube now, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that changed everything.
Well, I mean, we were free once a week before. We were just on our own Levy Land YouTube channel, and then we went to Shuley Network. But now that Bob's doing so many shows now, it's hard to get him tied down to do extra Patreon shows because he's doing a ton of shows on the Shuley Network. He's doing MLC, pretty much 5-6 days a week, and and then he's doing.
And I've seen Levy Land's like 55 minutes now, where it used to be like hour and a half show, or so it's cut down quite a bit too.
What's up with that?
I mean, well, we were on our own channel, and then once he started doing all these extra shows on the Shuley Network, like he has a show right at 8, so we can't go overtime at 3 minutes before 8. He'll cut it off because he's got to be over to the next show.
Yeah, that's the only thing I miss, the longer shows.
Yeah.
How about the Saul T Nuts show?
I like that.
Not bad.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
Not bad.
And a whole new brand of peanuts too. Perfect. There you go.
Listen, I'm always up for a new show. I only have 2. I'm not trying to catch up with Bob completely, but I'd like to bring the number up.
Trademark it, copyright it.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah, baby.
I think we do a lot more shows than you do a week, but you've got a proper professional setup there. You've got your green screen behind you, or the
stuff you don't think my setup is proper?
You've bought a camera. Shut up with your flags.
I got a light.
No, wait.
That
the
thing.
police are at its out. They're pulling up.
Get more professional than that shit. Come on now.
Yeah, this Mr. A just looks like a fucking. It's one of those like one of those horror movies where they go into a fun house, but it turns out to be like a really murderous place.
Yes.
Yeah, I really can't because
apprehend this individual.
But Bob is blessed with comedy and he's making money off of it. With me, it's I work a full-time bartending gig, to where I'm working 40, 50, sometimes 60 hours a week. So I can't be on the air,
Oh, you should just try it. You could try a flip into a pool, and next thing you know, you're sitting at home all day, all the time.
God. I don't know.
Plenty of time to do a podcast then.
Wait, no, then you'd be a burden on society.
Hey.
You're welcome for my tax.
Then I guess I'd be a co-host on this show eventually.
No, yeah. Again. I did it again.
I'm going to pour out a drink for you just now, man.
There you go, Stevie Lou, a new show called "It's Saul in Your Head." There you go.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's Saul downhill. That's more like my life, but yeah.
Speaking of be called a faggot,
It's all
and,
good.
Me be calling a cripple, I like Kevin ripping on me for being a cripple for a half hour. I was dying laughing. So if anytime you ever hear someone calling you a faggot or some stupid shit like that, you just gotta fucking laugh at it. It's hilarious,
Oh, no. Listen, I don't care. I hear it all the time. And someone like Kevin Brennett, when he talks about me, I mean, I don't think Kevin calls me a faggot. He just calls me a hack and a nobody.
Calls everybody a faggot and a hack.
Everybody's a faggot hack.
Yeah, I think he really just says, that I'm a nobody. I mean, I was so happy and laughing so hard when there was he names the episodes every week, and there was a name of the episode of MLC, and it was called "Who the Fuck is Rob Saul?" And I love it because I love Kevin.
And you got 3 more followers on Twitter.
That's having your name on the marquee, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
How would you answer that question? Can you answer that? Who is Rob Saul? I'd like to know.
Very deep, dark, disturbed individual.
It's weren't we all?
Hurt and pain in his life.
It's more of a douchey answer than that title.
He's a complex creature But nobody will ever fully understand.
No one understands him but his woman. Shaft now?
I'm trying to give you the most infuriating answer I can, but I don't know.
We should get the Shaft. Oh.
Has Bob Levy touched you?
We did meet you before. You came on Faggot, so I met you there, but I also I know you work with Chris. For a minute one time.
Well, it wasn't this show.
But I met you. I know I met you on Thanksgiving Replayables.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
I came on there. Yeah, Brandon did too, and that
was a good
crazy lunatic guy also did. So
yeah, I was there too.
I know I wasn't there. Were you talking about me? Crazy lunatic guy? I thought you meant me.
No,
I was
the
probably gone
Grindle.
by then.
The Grundle. The Grindle.
Oh.
The what?
Oh no! Now we're gonna get this clipped.
You guys are. You used to be involved with that, and you guys are now anti-Grindle, huh?
He's
we're just doing our own show now. But no, actually, it's kind of.
I don't hate him.
The reason we stopped doing that show is like that night when I was there. I brought up the BYB podcast because I'd done a couple episodes before that, and then I came on the Thanksgiving Replayables show, and then I said something about the BYB podcast at the end, like kind of just threw out a little plug. I said their channel, and then I said my channel. And man, oh man, that did not go over very well.
You stole my show!
Yeah, it was like the beginning of the end that night when you were there.
I was so fucked up during that Replayables Thanksgiving show. That's right, I forgot. Because we were supposed to do a Levy Land Patreon afterwards. And Bob's like, no, this guy's too fucked up. We're not doing it. I was so fucked up and drunk during that Thanksgiving Replayable show. I don't remember doing it. I can't tell you one thing I've said on the show, and I refuse to watch it back because that'll just
You should listen to it because you told a story about you went to Thailand and then you met this lady boy, and it was, I won't.
Haven't we? The whole Thailand thing. I met nothing but sexy Australian and British women. It was all like volunteers on an.
There's no sexy British women. They're lying. Okay.
And now there are sexy British women. Yeah. I mean,
I need to get my eyes checked.
Maybe they're not
they're not in Scotland. Definitely not.
There's a lot of hot chicks out there, but yeah, we didn't go out to Thailand City, where all the lady boys were. We were on a private elephant sanctuary where it was all volunteers from. They were all American, British, Australian.
Sorry, what is an elephant sanctuary or an elephant island?
Joke. I had no idea you actually went to Thailand.
Yeah, I did go to Thailand. Yeah.
Didn't? Some of that world snatched.
I know. I never realized that and now I've been listening to old Opie and Anthony shows, and we're talking about John and Jeff, and one of those guys went out to Thailand. When I went out to Thailand, I had no idea that was like a stigma. That's the
we're two guys that fucks underage boys.
Yeah.
Remember that show?
Guys that think if you go to Thailand, it's legal. It's the John and
two
Jeff.
Guys that thinks what stays in Thailand, whatever.
Yeah, what happens in Thailand stays in Thailand.
Pedophilia that happens in Thailand stays in Thailand.
We're two guys that pay enough money to keep these kids quiet.
Do you remember the episode when Louis C.K. was on and he was on a show in Cleveland and he said somebody didn't fall out the window like Eric Clapton's Dead Baby? And
tough God, he got some shit for that.
Oh wow!
Did he say anything about Thailand?
No, but they destroyed that guy's show for years, like the past or whatever.
Who said
Speaking
that?
of Jocktober. It was like a Jocktober every day with those two guys. We're two guys.
Yeah, Louis C.K. was on a show was on a radio show in Cleveland, and he said something about Eric Clapton's Dead Baby, and they all laughed at it at the show. And then after Louis left, they bashed him and said he was a terrible person. And then Louis came on Opie and Anthony, and they played the whole thing. And the pests went and attacked this guy Maxwell in Cleveland, who had a radio show there.
Oh wow.
That'll you'll eventually come across
Cool
that if
story.
you come O&A.
Was that a Chat GPT O&A story that you just told? What the fuck are you talking about?
No, that's if you listen enough in O&A, you'll come across that video.
I
eventually.
do. Listen to enough. Who the fuck are you talking
I
to?
still
I
listen
listened
to
when
it
it was
nowadays.
live.
Yeah, they're live shows. I listen to it every day.
It's like the third time I'm listening to it.
Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about,
On
then
Sirius XM,
you
Opie and
haven't listened that much.
202.
No, I know what you're talking
No
about,
clue.
Bruce. But
Not a fucking
sorry.
clue.
I should not be calling you Bruce.
And of course,
Sorry,
we've
Rob.
already had we had Chris Sables on our show already. He
Chris
was a good
Sables has
guest.
already been on here.
Yeah. We enjoyed
Last
him.
year.
Was he on this show?
What, Jerry?
He was on last year.
Yeah,
But I mean by that, like the end of
December.
December.
Right.
Yeah.
December. A couple months back. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we see all the controversy with you. It seems like you guys are always coming and going with Fallout. I don't know what if you wanted to get into any of that, explain some of that.
I don't know
going on.
I don't understand Chris, like, because Chris is like fine off there, and then he gets on air and shows up, and Chris is always like he panders to the chat room and Twitter, so he's always jumping on board when people attack me. He's got to jump on board because I feel like he's trying to fit, and that just annoys me. I just don't like fakeness, and I'm in for ball busting, but yeah, I definitely like Chris. I work with Chris. He's on Saul's show. I do Levy Land with him. Chris is a good dude, but yeah, Chris gets under my skin sometimes. But and just like he came in when me and Bob fought, he didn't have anything to say about it. And then he came on air on Levy Land. And was yelling, you need to respect, and these guys know about radio. And I'm like, Chris, stop. But it's I don't know. Chris is.
Yeah, I saw you guys going back and forth pretty good. That's kind of the one I was talking about. And then
I don't know. It annoys me, but it's when I was pre back surgery, before I had my back surgery, and I was on a ton of painkillers, I would cut Chris off and block him. Now I don't do that. I just argue with him on air, and then we're fine off the air. I don't. Once you're off all those painkillers, you don't take things quite as personally. But
can I ask you? Sorry to interrupt. What exactly happened with your back? Why did you need surgery? Was it just?
He got drunk after a golf game, and he jumped out of a tree into a pool, and
I guess they said it's like wear and tear from bartending and the gym. But I just had 2 herniated discs that were digging into my sciatic nerve, and at the end, I could barely walk.
Right. I thought there might have been some horrific accident.
No, there's no cool story. When people ask me that, they're like, "Oh, they think you're." I even had a guy that heard I had back surgery, like an old guy at the bar, and someone said something. "Oh, you're back from your back surgery," and he's like, "Let me ask you this: you look pretty young, and I don't think you're a sportsman." And I'm like, "Fuck you, old man." But yeah, it's like, I don't have some cool like sports related injury to for it.
Let me ask you. You said before you were taking pain pills for the back. Now, did you ever forget you took some pain pills and then start drinking and then maybe piss all over your friend's luggage or something like that?
I never pissed on my friend's luggage, but I would drink alcohol on them, and I would take a lot to get through work because even as many as I took.
What kind were they?
Yeah, what's that?
So you never took off all your clothes with another man in the room with you and pissed all over his things. That's just I don't know. It's just a situation that could happen to anyone.
Why? I mean, you sound like you've been through a similar experience of that.
Yeah. It's me. It's me without my mask and a stupid hat.
A friend of the show has been through that.
That's unfortunate. Yeah,
what happens at DabbleCon stays at DabbleCon.
Yeah, and especially if you drink on them painkillers, that's like a fucking it's like a mind eraser. I would wake up and not remember what I did the next day.
Do you have the animated one?
Mind control.
So I see there is a Rob Saul show going on currently right now live.
A what?
Huh?
A soulless Rob Saul show going on right now.
What
live.
the fuck?
Really? They're programming on my channel.
They're live right now. Yes.
Is it a test stream? Probably.
How do you do a Rob Saul show without Rob Saul?
I mean, they do it, but I didn't. I didn't authorize this. It's
I was going to say.
Oh shit!
Unauthorized.
Yeah, wow. Jeez.
Well, you have to go slap them around when you get back.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
So we saw your Gino interview the other day, or at least I did. I guess I should say.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see it.
I did.
Yeah.
I caught the end of it. It was pretty good.
I was glad you guys kissed and made up or whatever. But also, I see Douglas Nelson was there, man. As soon as I seen Gino coming in talking shit, I thought, oh damn, here comes the fireworks.
I know.
But,
Doug is just like a very non-confrontational person.
So, in other words, a pussy.
No, I mean he's not a pussy. He's not in that. And Doug's a talented guy, but that's not his. That's not his gig. I mean,
Mr. Nelson,
without getting in the drama, you know. But
don't you say that about my friend? He could at least said that. He didn't even at least say to Gino, "Don't you say that about my friend?
Yeah.
Don't you say that?"
I know. I remember being a little uncomfortable, and I was thinking, "Oh my god," because Doug is pretty close with Pat. He does.
Yeah.
He's been close with Pat for years, and
Gino came in hot.
Yeah, I was surprised that Doug came on because Doug, he comes on and he comes on here and there. But so I thought maybe when I said Gino was on, he wouldn't come on, but he came on, and I don't know if he was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable, but he didn't seem too uncomfortable at all.
He didn't talk a lot during it, but that's what it should just be, just listening to someone say whatever you need to do and whatever.
He said he shouldn't be interrupting all the time and making dumb jokes, like going really far for a joke. Like if Doug Nelson killed somebody, you have to dig their grave and you can call him Dig Dug. That's like way too far to go for a joke and to interrupt this. All right.
Try that again.
If Doug Nelson were to kill someone and he dig their grave, he'd fucking call him.
Hey, I just want to say hi to Chris Sables and BF. Hi there, guys. They're watching us on the show right now.
All right. Well, listen.
Oh, okay.
I will mention it, and what I'm going to mention is that the producer that's got access, he's being removed from access from my.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
As soon as I'm done from this, because I said Chris wanted to go on. You were doing a Saul show tonight because with my schedule changing and Levy Land changing, we couldn't come up with a good time. And I said, all right. So I said, well, we'll do Wednesday nights because we used to be Tuesday nights 7 at Levy Land. Then we do Rob Saul show at 8:30. I said, all right, well, we'll do the same thing now on Wednesday. We'll do Levy Land at 7 on Wednesday, and then we'll do Rob Saul show at 8:30. I said, but not this week. We'll have to take a week off because I'd already committed to doing another podcast. And they said, no problem. And they just go on and start streaming without me on there.
Oh, hey, Stevie.
Stevie Lou. Here comes the sheriff. There's the sheriff in town.
Yeah, so,
how are you?
What did
I didn't.
Stevie Lou, do you like Douglas Nelson?
It's Nelson. Nelson.
No,
N-A-I-L-S-I-N.
Well, no, I mean that's just like his real last name is Nelson, but yeah,
I know.
Mr. Nelson.
Do you like him then, Rob?
No, Gino was calling him. Gino was calling him Naslin. Naslin. I thought that was hilarious, man. But I didn't know where you came down on like Shuli and Brennan and Gino and did you get to see any of Shuli on Gino's show in Hot Water?
Damn it! I saw clips. I didn't. I was at work. I didn't watch like the actual show. I didn't get a chance, but I did see clips of Gino and Shuli. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was at with it. Was I saw that Gino, he consistently will call out his fans that suck or do stupid stuff, but like even that day, he called out Shuli saying, "Hey, why don't you go take the message back to your fans that we should all squash this?" And I have not seen Shuli say a word to anybody about it.
Derek, that's what you said. That's what you said when you called in. You're like, how come you're saying this to Gino and not no one else? Maybe you should go back to your show and say some of this fucking shit. If you're, because he played the whole, oh, I'm on the fence. Everyone's doing this, and I'm just saying that everyone should. No. You're only saying this to Gino, and that's what you said. And he didn't seem to say any of that to anyone else.
Man. No, he hasn't since he's been doing shows since that day. So I don't know what the deal. Where do you come down on all these podcast wars that we seem to be in the middle of all of a sudden nowadays? It's like every fucking podcast is shitting on every other podcast. Obviously, we have our own little wars and whatever. Kevin Brennan's been talking plenty of shit about the BYB and obviously Gino's had multiple run-ins with whatever. Every fucking podcast has some war going on, it seems like.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. I remember having a beef going back and forth with Stevie Lou, and I thought, and he came on the air and he fucking cussed me out, and he got some good zingers against me, and I said, listen, I respect you for coming on, and we left it on a good term, and I thought me and Stevie Lou were cool, but Stevie, I mean, I don't know. There's ball busting, Stevie, but you seem to genuinely hate me when you say that. Like, I don't like the fucking guy. That was the clip that was sent to me anyway. One of the clips.
Well, Rob, that's why I'm back here today, baby, because you are a mother. No, listen,
Stevie, I'm off the pills. You can't call me a pillhead today.
Yeah. And I want to just start off by saying I think that Rob has been spectacular all episode. I think that you've been very measured. All your responses to the interview questions have been great, buddy. So it's good to see you in a better spot, man. I know that back surgery stuff is tough. Now, I know you have another surgery coming up soon, this sex reassignment. Yeah, the sex reassignment surgery. You expect another like down period of an angry Rob Saul while they.
I mean, listen, if I'm going under the knife again, believe me, there's going to be plenty of pills involved. I am a pussy when it comes to pain. Yeah, if there's any type of surgery, believe me, I am taking whatever they give me for pain.
No, Rob, can I call you Robert?
I mean, if you want to.
Can I call you?
That's my full legal name. Yeah.
Can I call you Roberto?
Well, I mean that.
Could I call you?
I've been called worse.
Only in Mexico.
Could I? Hold on. Could I call you Rubber Toe? Because would you maybe think about starting the Rubber Toe Morning Show? I think that's another good idea of a show name for you. We've been doing it all show. I want to add another one to the mix there.
All right. Listen. A lot of new Rob Saul show ideas.
Just don't call him late for dinner.
Oh man, that's
Lord. Listen, Slim. I wanted to. I wanted to go in on the fat. I mean, I'm getting a lot of fat jokes lately. I did put on some weight during the back surgery, but I took off about 15 of it.
Did you say black surgery?
What?
No. We're gonna get taken off of. We got canceled off of one channel.
Come on, man. We already got one.
I mean, back surgery pretty much because what happened is before they did the surgery, they kept putting me on steroids, more steroids, and then after the surgery, I was on bed rest for 2 weeks. So I was just laying in bed, and I had people, family members, and neighbors coming over just feeding me. So I would just lay in bed and feed like a big giant monster. It was
Okay, I got a real one.
Say on steroids, you're supposed to build muscle, not tits.
No, you got to. If you're working out on steroids, no. But if you're laying and you're immobile on steroids, you just get fat.
Man.
All right, I got a real question for Rob here, a tough one. So,
unlike all my fake ones, you fucking prick.
So, no, this is something that came up in the show. You said you interviewed Florentine right after he broke up with Robin, right? Yeah. You interviewed Pat Dixon right after he punched Gino. Yeah. Do you consider yourself some sort of like podcast ambulance chaser to a certain degree, or do you think that you're more of a guy that wants to just do a regular show and you just happen to have those two incidents kind of as
I would say that was coincidental. I mean, I just was doing a show. It's when I first started out with the Florentine thing. And when I heard about that, I didn't think it was as serious as it was. And Gino and I talked about that with the whole Pat Dixon thing. I heard Pat Dixon and Gino got in an altercation at Sullivan's, and I just happened to be on that night or the night after, something like that, and I had just heard about it, and I said, "Oh my God, I wonder what's going on." And you know, I was like, I should get one of these guys on the show to talk about it. You know, I thought they were going to be friends the next day. You know, I really did. I thought it was just like something silly. I didn't realize, you know, Gino got injured like he did. So I went with Pat Dixon because Gino always returns my texts probably like a few days later. Pat Dixon's usually pretty responsive, so I knew I could probably get a hold of him. And he said, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." And he talked about it a little bit. Seemed silly to me, and I was, you know, making jokes about Gino. Just I thought it was like I at the time I thought it was something silly, and that it would be over, and those two would be buddies again within like a week. I didn't realize probably till like a week, within like days to a week later, how serious the incident was becoming. So that wasn't my intention. Like, ooh, I'm gonna get the big. Well, I mean, it was. I was like, oh my God, I want to talk about this because I heard something happen, but I didn't. You know, I didn't realize the impact and the serious nature of the incident.
You weren't necessarily trying to fan the flames or anything like that.
Yeah, I thought, you know, I was goofing on Gino, but I mean, I goof on Gino and he goofs on me. Gino just wasn't there to defend himself, but I really wasn't thinking that far. I just thought, you know, this would be something Gino would laugh at, and I thought this was something like,
you know, when else Gino wasn't there to defend himself? When he was sucker punched by Pat Dixon.
Listen, I didn't like I said, I didn't know the full story, and I went with Pat because I knew Pat usually gets back to me pretty quick.
Well, Gino had to get elective surgery. Maybe that's why he couldn't get back to you.
Elective surgery. I didn't even try, to be honest. I'm talking about just in general. Like if I text Gino now,
yeah,
he'll respond to me within 2 hours to 2 days. That's usually his response time. So
you shot me in the fucking jaw.
What the hell? Are we square?
I broke my knee, dude.
On your podcast, are we square?
But and I still like Pat, and I still like Gino. I don't take sides. You know, do I think Gino should have been punched in the jaw? No, I mean but I mean, I like both the guys. I do. Just like I like Kevin Brennan. I love, you know, there's people on all these different sides of these podcast wars that I still like. You know, guys that I've dealt with, that have been on the show, that I've worked with. It's, you know, it's.
I don't think he would have broke something if he punched him in the stomach. I have a short little story. When I was a kid, when I was a fat little kid, I had a friend, and we were doing in gym class. We're doing laps around the track.
Lies already. You don't have friends.
And I told him, I told him, I was like, you'll be able to tell the story is real in a second when I say that I didn't want to run, and I punched my friend in the stomach because he started like running in front of me and being all fucking silly. He's like, I don't want to fucking run. It fucking hurts when I run because I'm fat and out of shape. So I punched him in the stomach and I said, this is how it feels when I run. And I got in trouble. That's my story about punching someone.
Oh, I thought it was for masturbating in front of your bus driver.
Yeah, no.
That story was worse than Bruce Outlinkers.
No, it wasn't. It was good because I punched somebody in the stomach, and I said that's because I was a fat little chubby kid and I couldn't run around the circle. I said, "This is what it feels like when I run," and I punched him because I get winded when I run, and that's what it feels like. I get punched in the stomach.
Punish the guy because he's in shape and taking care of his body.
He was fucking mocking me. He was like jogging in front of me, like, "Oh, look what I can do," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, boom! What can you do?"
Wait,
now?
How'd you catch up to him to punch him in the stomach if he's like way ahead of you running?
I sucker punched him. I was like, "Come here, let me tell you."
No, you're an asshole.
Come here, I'm gonna kiss you on the lips. I'm gonna kiss you on the lips. Boom!
I went to give him a hug.
No, knowing it was you, you were like, "Oh, come here, let me suck your dick. Come here,
let me just give you."
Rejection is a powerful thing.
I just think all these gay. Well, it's not gay. It is gay. All these podcast fights that everybody's having it's like when you're at school. I've said this for nearly a year now.
Yeah, it's like school.
Oh shit! I'm getting a
It's
call
like-
from Chris Abels.
Uh-oh.
Nobody asked.
Everybody
Oh,
look
we
at
got a
their phones
call.
when I
Let's
tell
take
the
it.
story.
Let's
All right.
Uninterrupted.
Let's take a live caller.
Everybody,
Hey.
I might as well just be called the interrupting boy. Everybody fucking does this all
What's
the
that?
time.
It's interrupting boy.
We are doing the Rob Saul show live right now, and we're trying to poach everybody. Hold on one sec, Shawnee, mute real quick. So what we're trying to do, Bobby Nick, is Rob is doing your show live.
Yes.
And
No, he's not.
we're trying to poach everybody on BYB to jump on Rob Saul shows live.
And leave Rob Rob by himself.
I know.
That's your goal, huh?
Tell him to send the
Why
link
wouldn't,
to
like,
Bobby.
if Chris was this bored, like, why wouldn't he go on his own, like, Replayables channel or something? They take the producer and go on my channel.
Real quick, jump on. We'll send you a link, and Rob will be sitting there by himself.
That's kind of fucking good. That's kind of good.
That's not good. We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't.
Wow.
Don't worry about that.
I don't know.
It sounds like Chris Abels has had a couple extra bananas tonight.
Chris
is what it
Abel
sounds
is,
like.
I mean,
That's-
this
I
is,
can
this is
hear
what I
him
get. I
slurred
mean, the
his-
guy's just fucking obnoxious. I mean, that's
I can hear him
that's
slurred his
his
words
act.
a little.
I thought he was my friend.
No, he's yelling it. He's yelling at Rob through the phone now. That's great.
Your eyebrows are on
This is
point.
it, guys. Enjoy the time on my channel. That's all.
He's like,
Are you saying it's temporary?
Yeah, it is. I mean,
the time is running out.
sounds like there's
Is that
going to be
what
some
you're saying?
strongly worded
I like
messages after this
Shots
show.
fired.
no, there's not going to be any messages. I just got to figure out how to get
Change your password,
admins
Rob.
off my channel.
Yeah, just change your password, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. How do I remove an admin? I don't know.
Yeah. No, you got, It's you pretty much got to go like change your fucking email address. It's a pain in the ass.
Now,
But,
I gotta say, if Chris Abels had coordinated that before the show and that actually happened,
That would
like,
have been great. Yeah.
that would have been great. But you can't just fucking call drunk to Bobby Nick,
To someone
who's
on the show
probably also
who's
drunk.
sitting
You
here
know what I mean?
listening to it.
Yeah, and he's smoking cigarettes, but he's drunk on nicotine.
Stop.
Yeah,
He's going to pack another pack of cigarettes after this. Just
He
because
kind of sounded 3 sheets to the wind. That's for sure.
Yeah. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay? We're trying to poach everybody with Rob Saul there, and we'll bring them over to the Rob Saul Show channel.
Oh my god, that's a
That'll
great
almost
Tony
Popeye.
Soprano.
Modelo count is up to 14. Yeah,
That's great.
It's llama time. Soon, I'm sure.
So yeah, kind of back to what I was talking about. I guess I did want to get into some of the fandom and the wars, but like I was talking about, Shuli not being willing to call out his fans for all the bullshit that happens on their side, because from my point of view is he's not willing to call out, or not just Shuli. I'm talking like the Kevin Brennans, or maybe even the Levies, who I respect.
He's not really. I don't know. From what I took, he's not calling out the fans and whose fans are right. Who?
No, I
think he's just
I
saying
think
that
they
Bob
should
and-
call out their
Bob,
fans.
Bob and
that are-
Gino are friends. I think he was just trying to get them, like, I don't know. That's
no.
I
My
didn't see
point
the whole
was
show.
like there are a bunch of
he's just trying to
fans,
get Bob and Gino to be friends. So I don't know.
but there are a shitload of fans out there doing fucked up stuff.
Yeah,
and I do see Gino calling out shitty fans and even kicking them out of compound and whatnot. But I don't see anyone on the other side trying to squash some of that bullshit that's going on. Specifically, I did want to kind of talk about, like I was talking Bex, for example. I hear every show say like, we love Becky. We love Bex. She does all this work for me. And I think the reason you wouldn't call someone out like that for doing extra help is because she does help. Obviously there's a bunch of shitty trolls also. They should be thrown in there too. Like,
I don't know. I know a lot of people have problems with Becky. She's always been nice to me.
She kisses your ass and she does a shitload of work for you. So I do understand that you wouldn't want to like call her out. But it's kind of bullshit that there's people on that side of the argument that never get called out by that side that do all kinds of fucked up stuff. Like you getting clips of me saying stuff on your show. I know who told you that. I also know who said that I was watching live streaming your Patreon when all I was trying to do was show like Jerry doing his little bit where he was pretending to be Owen on your show. We had Jerry on
pause it a second. Pause it a second.
Great, yeah, which was great.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, but I was just trying to like show his impersonation and what a great job he did. So I wasn't really like sniping your Patreon necessarily. Jerry was on my show. I was trying to show how good his impression was. So it's like all this stuff where like someone like Bex gets away with bullshit like that because she does help you out. And it's the same with all these other shows. The people that seem to like to help out those shows also could be total scumbags, but never get called out for it.
Well, I mean, but I don't know. I mean, what do you?
I just spelled it up pretty quick. You know, like Bex, for example, is the perfect example that she's trying to get in your ear and talk shit about my channel because she hates me. That it's a good example of like the wars that are going on and all the people that are involved in it that seem to like to stick their noses in places that it doesn't really belong just because they have a personal vendetta against other people.
Like, Rob, where do personal vendettas fit as on the fan side in this whole comedy world? Where, in your opinion, do you think someone gets off suddenly having this like personal war with people who are trying to be entertaining, you know, want to be comedians, want to be podcasters, broadcasters like ourselves?
Who are you calling a wannabe?
You. It's a bummer, you know? Like today, like, and again, I'm not trying to sit here and go crazy Stevie Lou tonight, but like there's this misinformation that someone here gave out Kevin Brennan's number on this show or on another show.
That. I don't.
That's not true. That's completely. It may not have been her. So let's not completely pin everything on her. You know what I mean? I want to be fair here as well.
No, there's Joe Exotics, there's JB Floyd's, there's the Tubbies, there's all these kind of people. It's not just Bex. I'm just saying
nobody here is trying to dox anyone
people.
Either.
Yeah, and we shouldn't dox anybody. We shouldn't go after that. No one's going after anyone's kids. And no one should do that. You know, but then you see what Chad's doing with Steel Toe, and it seems like that rule is out the window with there, you know.
Oh, that's comedy. What he's doing, that's comedy, guys.
Again, let's not try to get fucking
Chris Abel
rage in all of us.
What do you want, Chris?
But that's what I think about. What was it? Shirley doing that show, Stuttering John. They had a whole convention basically about
DabbleCon.
Yeah, DabbleCon, just shit on this guy. And it's like, we should all just get along.
Right, hold on, Chris Abel's.
No, Shuli,
what do you
want?
Hold on, guys. He's got Chris Abels on the line.
What do you want?
Do you want to come on your show?
No, I just heard you with Bobby Nix. You wanted everybody to leave this show and leave me.
Come on your show. I'm trying to promote your show.
Yeah, you're trying to fuck with me, and I don't know if you're drunk.
Promote your show. I love Bobby T. I love Chris Ray. I love Quadfather. I love Brandon. This guy gets it. I love Bobby Nick. I love Stevie Lou. I love Avon Linker because he wrote the fucking intro for Levy Land. And I love the guy that's in the corner hidden behind me, which is, I'll tell you one thing.
What's your Modelo count? And by the way, before he gives us Modelo count, he was drinking those big fucking 24-ounce ones.
And also, we got 10 people. Tell Chris that there's 10 people on Rumble also.
Yeah, we got 10 people on Rumble
as well, and this is Derek's backup channel.
16 on the Rob Saul show. So BYB.
All right.
I love you guys.
All right. Have fun. Have fun on your last night on my channel.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Oh boy!
Oh goddamn!
All right.
Sounds like he's enjoying himself. At least
I was figuring out where I was able to remove permission from this dude, but now I don't know how to stop the broadcast that's happening now.
Turn it off.
Mr. A, take your pants down.
Yeah, can you call 911? Can you call 911 and report that your podcast is stolen?
Someone has hijacked my podcast. Please cut them off.
Someone's on my YouTube channel.
Yes, it's Christopher Abels, ABLES.
Oh, boy.
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm not
yes,
able to spell that. Can you spell that again?
Oh yes, he's very drunk. He's very intoxicated right now. As a matter of fact, yes.
Yes. Oh boy.
So
Hey, he's making some great content over there right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Is he though?
I know.
I've not watched it, but I'm sure it's great.
He says,
That's
well,
probably
there's
called this
15
show.
people over there watching it, apparently, which is
Maybe he should be sniping our live stream so we could do this all together.
Oh, that works out for other people, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does.
Well, these boys also played up a video of a nice Chinese lady getting exploded to death the other day. So they usually have more followers.
How do you know she was nice?
Okay, maybe she was a bad Chinese lady, but she still got exploded to death.
Exploded.
Yeah, so we got our strike. So
She did.
yeah, we're
That
on our
did.
alternate. Yep. I'm sure people.
What did we call that one? Ching Chong Kaboom.
Ching Chong Kaboom.
Fucking hell.
Are you sure it was the video they got us taken down for, or was it the title?
Probably
That's the title. Ching Chong Kaboom.
Yeah.
They
No,
speaking.
it was definitely the video.
Speaking of Pat Dixon, did you know that we had Pat Dixon on the show recently? He made a phone call to Frankie McDonald.
Oh yeah.
I am Frank McDonald. Yeah.
That's not true with you. You were pretending. It's not fucking true.
I hate when I get called out like this. I really hate when I get called out like that, man. That one
Fucking
guy.
you pranking doolies. Fucking found the number and called them and said you were Pat.
Who is this guy?
Pat Dixon.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank, sure. You're talking through your teeth. Yeah, it's me, Frank. Oh.
Hey, Pat, you're a really nice guy.
Am I?
You're a nice guy.
Pat. Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by cigarettes.
Poor doolies. That poor fucking bar. Just because he goes there.
No, he
Goes there and
women.
gets Pepsis.
Are you watching them?
Frankie's a ladies' man if I ever seen one.
I know. I wonder what he really does without the fucking. He shows a lot, but what he doesn't show, I want to know.
I'll tell you what, his fingers certainly do not smell like nothing.
Boy, I tell you what, they smell like 16-year-old. All right.
You said it.
No, those fingers are well over 20 years old.
Well, that's what they certainly
Of
are.
course, they're 37.
27.
How old?
So I just
How
realized
old is Frankie?
tomorrow
He's
Rob's
30.
gonna get DMs of clips of this show from somebody going like, they were talking about you last night. You gotta see this. It's just gonna be a clip of this show. He's gonna be like, all right, I get it, Bex.
Probably getting them just now.
Yes, we were talking about him. He was on the show.
I'm here. I'm on the radio show.
Can't not talk about
Wait,
it.
Woman's radio show.
Wait, repeat that. You're here?
Yes, I'm here on the radio show.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say, I repeat, I'm here.
Fucking rude if we didn't talk about him.
Yeah. Ignore me.
him. Who's this guy?
You're supposed to go over.
Oh, here's one of the clips.
All right. How's this?
The fuck?
You like this better?
No.
Looks like he's
I don't
singing.
know. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Ah!
What are we doing?
Do you remember?
You don't see those guys on screen with us?
I see them now. No, I
Wait,
didn't
So
know
we
they
got
were
There you go,
more
Rob.
people on the show. All right.
You see,
taking
we're
the
watching
piss.
us, watching them, watching us.
Yeah.
How do you like
Wait,
that?
I'm not
good.
doing what I'm doing.
Give him a
What's
kiss.
happening?
Oh,
So they
No,
were.
stop it.
Oh.
Faggots!
Oh, you don't say those words.
That's what happens when you
Well,
get a strike.
I guess that's how you get them to stop streaming is stream their stream.
And I stream, you stream, I stream.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Well, I guess as long as they don't start up a new one here in a minute, you're good.
Well, they can. I'm the only one with access. The producer, I got rid of him as an admin on there.
Oh, so you kicked him out then?
Bobby Fran got removed as an admin.
What? Well, no,
Is that Bobby Fran is your producer?
No. The guy that my YouTube producer is named Sean Schultz. Yeah, Bobby
Shawnee.
Fran runs the StreamYard on the Patreons.
Yeah.
Sean Schultz, you're fired.
Well, that's a crazy night, man. See that happen right in the middle of our fucking show, huh? I
just got a text from
fucking
Chris.
thrilled
Fuck
about
you,
it.
Rob.
Oh. Did you end the stream? Were you the one who ended it?
Yeah.
You ended it? Oh, wow.
It's my YouTube channel.
It's yours.
You remember.
Fucking channel. Jesus. You should end this one.
Technology.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
No, yeah. I didn't think it would happen that instantly. I thought it would take a couple of minutes. Or geez,
I know. Well, you see, I usually don't shut the fuck up. I've been quiet. I've been trying to figure this all out.
Yeah,
I know.
I noticed you were pretty distracted.
Derailed us a little bit.
Yeah.
It's all good, man. Yeah, so okay, just back to that was kind of enjoyable in a weird way because it doesn't affect us, but I'm sure you're fucking...
you're a part of the destruction of the drama of the end of the Rob show.
Yeah, exactly. So,
it's going to be a problem because this drunken asshole is going to be texting me the all week. I'm going to have to block him.
You said you only did that when you were on pills.
If someone's texting your cell phone being belligerent, I'm not. I don't just sit there and leave my who would leave their notifications on just to have a random person just
no.
Yeah, so I won't say that I don't enjoy the back and forth you guys have, you and Chris. I always have enjoyed that. So I guess it's only going to continue at this point.
Yeah,
things like it.
So you've been listening to Opie and Anthony Jocktober. Have you gotten to the Terry Clifford beatings yet?
Oh my God, that was the first one. Terry Clifford. I actually tweeted Anthony. I'm like, we gotta do a Terry Clifford update because
yes.
It was just like the Terry Clifford was the best.
Here's an update. She's dead.
That would be great.
Oh really?
No, I don't know.
Update,
no.
Please do it.
See, during all the COVID shit and everything, there was a guy that used to be on the O&A subreddit on Reddit, obviously, and that got deleted.
Was his name Reddit?
Reddit? I barely knew. No. That porcelain guy that does all the documentaries.
Yes.
The OP documentary, Anthony documentary, Kevin Brennan.
Sam Robinson.
Like a fake documentary sort of thing for YouTube.
Can you let me finish what the fuck I was trying to say?
Go on now.
No, I had a question.
Okay, go ahead then.
You guys want to hear Abel's calling me?
Yeah, you bet. Let's listen. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up.
Perfect timing.
Hello.
Hey, who's this?
Hello.
By your microphone.
Rob.
Yes, I got it on my soundboard. Yeah.
Why did you end that?
What?
We had 249 viewers live on Rob Saul Show.
Yeah, Chris, you just can't go over and hijack my channel while I'm doing another interview because you think it's funny to fuck with me.
Nobody hijacked your YouTube. We fucking thought the Rob Saul Show had to continue, even though Superstar Rob couldn't be here. And so we had 200.
I didn't sign off on this.
Viewers.
Superstar Rob didn't sign off on this.
Yes, but we had 249 viewers Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh boy.
Aaron Margolis was in the chat.
Oh my goodness! You think I have a chance with him?
Maybe the 249. If we hit 250, you might have had a chance.
She might have dumped Florentine for me. I fucked up.
I know. But hey, man, listen. Shout out to Bobby Nick, Mr. A, Quadfather, Bobby P, Avalanker, which wrote the theme song for Levy Land.
Oh, did he? Thank you.
The guy down in the corner, it's Stevie Lou, my boy.
There's 4 corners.
What about me? What about me?
Jerry's getting.
He hung up. All right.
Jerry's getting no respect.
All right, turn your mics back on.
All right, Jerry. He hung up.
You got him turned off.
I think he might have dropped his. He might have spilled a Modelo on his phone. I don't know. He seemed to peel out abruptly. I don't know.
The guy in the corner. Yeah, there's 4.
He sounded good.
Corners. What the fuck?
Yeah,
that's me in the corner.
He sounded like a reasonable conversation to have.
He didn't say anything about Mr. A.
Karen Margolis was in the chat room.
What's he gonna do? Promote Bitcoin again?
Husey told me he has IBS.
Yeah, Drunk Gables is the best. I mean, I guess he's enjoyable. I want you guys to hang out with him drunk. He annoys me. I don't know, but I'm easily annoyed. I will.
He doesn't like me. I'm not going to hang out with him. He doesn't like me. No one likes me. I'm going to go drown myself in the toilet.
Wait, hey, can you do that? Can you do that?
Stick my head in the toilet until I die.
We just started a new show. We just started.
What I'm going to do.
But no.
Fucking.
Can you do that stand-up trick in Minecraft where you like get on stage and you
choke on a turd? I'm gonna flush this toilet until I die. Fuck you, Brandon. Fuck you. Do you remember that?
He's gonna kill himself in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Just huff some more duster. You'll be fine, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob, do you know that that's what Mr. A loves doing is huffing duster on air? It's one of our pastimes. People say that we try to attack children on this show. We don't do that. We huff duster, motherfucker. That's what we do.
Duster. I'm unfamiliar with that.
Oh, you sweet little angel boy. Actually, maybe we shouldn't tell him because next thing you know, this guy's going to be walking on sunshine.
Yeah, you don't want that. I mean, if you give me any kind of a secret to some drug that's going to make me happy for a few minutes, I'll be doing it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. You get the little the air container that you spray on your electronics to get the dust off of it. That's why they call it duster. So you take that can, you jam it.
You know what? My soundboard is awful dusty. I might need a can of that.
Oh,
I've got some right here.
God, Bobby P.
Highly addictive.
I'm not that.
Oh God!
I use it for its actual purpose.
Mm-hmm. I know. When I was in high school in West Virginia, the hillbillies, they would huff paint. We're gonna go behind the barn and huff some paint. Oh boy,
where are you from?
I've never huffed paint before because it just sounded like me. I'm a pussy. I would probably pass out and die immediately, but so I was scared to do it. But,
where are you from?
You had good.
I'm from Jersey, but I was raised by my dad, and he was in Jersey all his life. But my mom lived in West Virginia, so there's a brief period of time. There's a brief period of time where I got in a fight with my dad, and I went to high school out in West Virginia and lived with my mom.
What part of New Jersey are you from?
I'm right around Atlantic City area, like right outside of Atlantic City.
I went to Mattawan Regional High School in Monmouth County, so yeah, I know that.
You're Monmouth, Monmouth boy.
Do you remember high school?
Do you remember
the good old days?
Yes, good old.
Avalanker's the best.
Yeah. So yeah.
No,
Ables. I didn't have to block Ables. He just called me and he hung up, and he's probably going to go to bed. Either that or he's going to go on Twitter and talk shit.
Oh, he's sloshed his shell. Hey, I can tell. He is.
Still 49. Yeah. He's acting like we're breaking fucking Super Bowl records or something. 249 viewers.
You know, Rob, I'll tell you what, man. Coming out of this episode, I have a whole different view of you completely. I see now what you really have to deal with sometimes behind the scenes, man.
Yeah,
I took for granted the shit that you got to deal with.
Understands me a little bit. I get why I'm so angry all the time.
I'm finally seeing it, man, and you've won me over big time this interview, man. They've actually brought me in to come and try to really rough you up here, but I can't. You've been nothing but aces.
Oh, you're trying to blame that on us?
No.
I like that. Oh yeah,
I'm at the bottom of the stairwell. You brought in Stevie Lynn. No, I mean if you were going to send someone that would come after me fearlessly, you did call the right person because he came on my very own show on the Rob Saul show and just fucking. He just fucking went at it. I mean, he was calling me a pillhead, fucking piece of shit. Fag. I mean. And when he was done, I said, at least he's not saying it on other podcasts or typing it in chat room. He's saying it to me. I said, I can respect that. You know, I don't know. And something about that to me is if you come and say it right to me. But
I've seen, like I say, I've seen you go face to face with people before too. So I know you're willing to go toe to toe with people. It is an admirable quality when you're not a chicken shit and have to go on a different podcast and talk about other people. It is kind of cheesy.
What's the thing is it's that mentality I have, and it seems like Stevie is the same way. It's I'm not going to say anything behind your back that I'm not willing to say straight up to your face and look you in the eye and say it. That's my mentality. I don't like all this sneaky bullshit and telling this person, that person something, and then when you see somebody like, you know, that shit just annoys me. Gets under my skin.
Oh yeah, we know people like that.
I mean, we have that whole X network that we used to be on that we all have to fucking deal with because they won't shut up about it.
I like those guys too. I mean,
fuck those guys, but also
let him say it. He could say that if he wants to say that.
I'm like Bob Levy. I'm going to annoy you because I just like I like them. I like them. You know.
I think folks should go back and check out that episode that I was on, the Rob Saul. They should go back and check out a bunch of the Rob Saul show archives and make sure that you also subscribe and continue to support Rob on all this.
Yes, I don't know who's going to be my co-host anymore.
And just remember that what I said tonight, that people that send you clips and people that tell you lies, I'll come ask me anytime.
I watched the clips and like I said, Bobby Nick came in and I said, what the fuck is this? And I said, well, have me come on this show if these guys really. And he said, all right, it's done. That's what it is. It's about me coming and talking to the people that I see these clips. And I just ask about it. And he's like, if you're just busting balls, I'm down with that. I get my balls busted all the time. Look at the shows I'm on. I just wanted to make sure there was no legitimate hatred, that.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you coming on. And
Stormy says they were just helping with hours, Rob. I didn't ask him to help with hours, Stormy. I didn't ask him. I said, we'll be back next week. I said, we got a new time slot. I made a commitment to do another podcast. We'll start next week. It was a drunk Chris Abels trying to stir up trouble and get under my skin. And he did a little bit. So here you go. You win. Act like I love it how it's like you're trying to help me now. Oh my God, Rob's crazy. We were just trying to help him. Like he wasn't on the phone with Bobby Nick saying, let's screw with Rob and leave him sitting in the room by himself. No, whatever. That would have been funny. I agree. But I mean, that's not you trying to help me. You're trying to fuck with me to get under my skin.
Chris goes, I got an idea. You guys all go outside in front of your house in the middle of the podcast and lay down in the middle of the street. All right, let's all make a line in the middle of the street. Everybody, let's do it. Ready?
Fucking insane. I mean, listen, I get it. People will fuck with me. Some of it's funny. The idea, the premise, even these guys said it's funny. But don't try to, piss on my forehead and tell me it's rain and say, "Oh, we were just trying to help you, Rob. What are you getting upset about?" No, you weren't trying to help. You were trying to get under my skin. I get it. That's not what I'm mad about. I'm mad about the lie. Like, 247 views. Got it. I didn't ask for it. Why don't you bring the 247 views here to these nice people that decided to have me on the show? How about that?
Yeah.
Well, they were watching us.
People.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's true. Yeah.
We were watching them. They were watching us. It's mutual. It's mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Friends with benefits, but not the right kind of benefits.
Nope. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Chris will sober up in the morning, and I have no problem with Chris. I will continue to do Levy Land with him. And, but I'm not giving anyone access to my YouTube channel. I can't trust people. Once you've broken some trust, that's it, right?
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
You can't get it back. You can't get
Am
it
I
back.
overreacting here, guys? Do you think?
No,
Be honest with me, because I know I can be. I know I could be a little, melancholy and a little over dramatic, but yeah, I just feel like someone's gonna fuck with you and take over your, your YouTube channel to fuck with you.
No, it's happened to us before on Discord on several different platforms. So yeah, you're not at all.
Christ on them.
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
There you go. There you have it.
Yeah, and Levy will say, "Oh, you're acting like a girl, Rob.
Yeah,
you're like a girl."
When Chris goes on Levy Land and complains about it, he's like, "That's what you, Chris. This is what you deal with when you work with women."
Exactly.
I can hear it now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on tonight, man. I appreciate it. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Did you have anything you wanted to plug besides Rob Saul Bloody Mary mix? Go out and get it, but don't. You gotta do the proper mix when you're putting it in your vodka. If you want to,
I know.
Oh yeah, aren't they revamping that?
They're revamping it to make it a little less confusing, because this mix is like super a concentrate that you have to add to tomato juice. We have the directions on the back, but people are just like pouring the whole thing and like, boy, this isn't a whole lot of Bloody Mary mix, and then they're like burning their esophagus out because but yeah. So we're making it in a bigger jar with the tomato juice already mixed in, where you could add the vodka. That'll be coming out in the next few months. New label. Even though Karen Margolis apparently was in the chat room tonight, she's going to be off the label. That was an executive decision on Silk City Hot Sauce's part.
Yeah, she's kind of a shitty person to have on the front of your bottle.
Yeah. Well, that's true. No, she's a.
It should be me. It should be you hugging me instead of you hugging her.
Yes, it should be.
I'm pretty hot.
Talking about getting Cherry Shepherdini on the label, but I don't know. They don't seem to be going for it. But
so the new mix without IBS. The
Yeah.
new mix without IBS.
Yeah. So yeah, SilkCityHotSauce.com. Use promo code Rob, and get the Bloody Mary mix. But as of now, you're gonna have to get tomato juice and vodka to mix it in with.
Awesome.
Sounds like heartburn.
Tomato.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll be back live on our regular YouTube channel on Tuesday of next week. But until then, you can catch. I think we'll be doing a Friday night show at 8:00 Eastern on this YouTube channel and Rumble also. So
You guys are bad boys. Bad boys.
we were naughty. We were naughty. We got our first strike. Damn it! It only took 3 months. What do you know?
I'm surprised it took that long.
All right, folks. Bobby, do you have Bobby P? Do you have any final words?
A song, man.
Not doing it.
Mr. A, you got any final words?
Yeah, it's a whole. No, I guess you don't want to do that because he doesn't want to stick around for.
I'm gay. Get over it.
Life. I could beat you up, even if you had 1,000 knives. Even if you had infinity knives. I would punch you up into the air like a kite.
kite.
I bet you sleep with the night light, cause you're scared of the dark, cause you stink like a fart. Well, I like your furry fur with my rounds. You think I won't? I do it all the time. I bet I got more money than Jay-Z. Compared to me, Jay-Z is lazy. Plus Beyonce thinks that I'm cute. It's okay, Beyonce, I think you're cute too. I made out with so many girls. Made out with every girl in the world. I might look small, but I'm not. I don't care if you're big, I'll fight you. Well, you know that I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. Y'all think I don't get girls, cause I ain't very tall. If she see my stats, I bet you that she calls. Cause I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. Y'all think I don't get girls, cause I ain't very tall. If she see my stacks, I bet you that she calls.